mean, though, that we wouldn't necessarily bounce off this and then continue higher. So it could be still a short opportunity up here for just a quick trade this morning.
Stuck.
Or obviously,
I was busy doing Bandicam and didn't
does want to
chance to jump
I
that.
think on a daily chart, though, like this is a pretty good reversal at the moment. But in this market, you know, we're in this choppy range. Like really anything can happen. So I don't think we're going to just start trending in a crazy direction out of nowhere. I think it's definitely much more of trend up, trend down, you know, and slowly kind of move a direction. So got a couple of little, you know, I think on a 5-minute, we've got this uptrend basically right now. Don't need this anymore.
Some shots change the game. This is our peak. Espolón tequila.
Flagging out at this previous high. So this could actually turn into a breakout pullback. So pretty, I'm kind of conflicted on this spot. I think there's things pushing us both directions. I mean, that's kind of how this market has been this week, I feel like, in terms of it just had signals either direction, which is making it hard to read. So just going to see how things open. I think if this sells off, I think looking for a long down here is great because I think the big picture is up. I would rather that than a short, I think. So we'll kind of see if this just rips this and then we can look for some kind of balance. So the market's open. There's really not much news today. There's super minor news at 10, but that's it. Commercials? Oh, I might have actually, I changed some things in my stream today, and I think I forgot to turn off automatic ads, so thank you. I've just set that to off. I never try and have those on, so if you do see one, no worries on letting me know, because I just forgot the setting. I'm not trying to run ads for you guys. That's great.
It was pretty risky. I was trying to move the trail. It must have come all the way down to here.
Make that happen.
See it in the recording. But
I also don't like I'm not looking for a spike lower to go long. I don't think it's the setup for that this morning either.
That trail brought it down pretty quick. I don't think I could have got it there any quicker.
And looking for a long opportunity. Also knowing that it's towards the end of the week, I am pretty drained today. The week's been rough. I also slept like crap last night.
Yeah.
And so
I had 1 hour sleep last night.
I think I want to be a little more patient this morning and wait for, you know, a solid setup versus overly aggressive. How do you display P&L? You just right-click it's not the indicator of buying. It's actually just right-click on the trader panel on the side and go to properties. And then you have your P&L display. And you can turn it off, you can change it to whatever you want. I personally would just have it as none and just not show anything, or either points or ticks. But, you know, for streaming purposes and content, I actually have the money on. Because people love to see the money. But personally, I think seeing how much money you're going up and down in the middle of the trade is not good mentally. There's just no reason to have it.
That was $250.
I don't like having the ticks or points on as well, because it'll go green if it's going against you or with you, and if it's going against you, it'll go red, which again mentally those colors.
Oh, that hit my take profit.
Trigger you a little bit.
And his top canceled.
What is this? Oh. I got so many dang trend lines on this morning.
Excellent, excellent. 490. Should have done it down here though.
An interesting thought with of like this doing this morning. Because I do like the bullish side. It just doesn't feel like a big enough pullback, but
Wasn't any pullback really.
You know, it's one of those things of like I can see it happening, but I don't think I want to take it. It's not at a good spot. It's much more of a
take profit. Paid off
breakout
both.
trade, which isn't really my
They
style.
both were reasonable.
There's no unhealthy move I'm looking to have it give up. And taking that would definitely be more of like I'm just betting that the trend's going to continue higher. But I can definitely see the potential of that just opening up the day to just push higher. When I play poker online, do I show the money? I don't play it online anymore. I actually just go play live. So definitely have the money on, basically.
Here's where you could put a short maybe.
Well, wouldn't even gotta pull back on that move. That's just like a spike lower and a pop.
Short it right there.
In terms of where that seems like it's gonna go, the upside, I don't really want to. I see this as a very minor level. You know, we bottomed here, broke out. You can see a little wick here to continue lower. But
reaching way back.
You know, but that's not a big level to me. Like maybe if we pop up and we really look like
short didn't work.
That could trigger a flush back. Honestly, if we spike up really fast, like if
long
this
would
is
work there.
Healthy and it slows down, that could trigger like just a 10-minute or 15-minute flush
well,
reversal.
I think if you could have stayed in, well,
but
that long was late, but that
better level is this guy.
And we should buy.
You know,
well, you'll get pulled out because your stop came up.
I haven't broken it yet. It could still definitely wick on a bigger picture time frame, but that's definitely gonna be interesting to see how this plays out in the next few minutes. Because I think I would look for a short up here if it just is so. These unhealthy moves can just rip. And so if I can jump in like this, you know, capture. If the risk reward is worth it to go 4, 3, or 4 or 5, then I think that's worth it. Taking a stab there at a weaker level. But if it's not really good risk reward, I don't think it's worth it. Put in a good number of hours of Blackhawk. That's where I go. I just started going there though, and I didn't realize it was that big of a room. There's a lot of games there. Why don't I trade the ES anymore? I just like the simplicity of trading the NASDAQ or the ES. And I think the NASDAQ is a little more volatile. And I prefer that over, I think the ES is a little more predictable. And so I think and methodical moving. And so I think you know, if you look at the ES right now, what is it doing? It's still having a spike. But I think it's a little, and smaller size. Size-wise is a lot smaller on the ES in terms of how many contracts you need. And so I think as a smaller account, you definitely need to start with yes. And the moves are very, very similar. It's a very micro change. But I wanted to, I was trying to trade both for a while, and I thought that just added more complexity, and I didn't like to do that. Shorting this is definitely going to be a little nerve-wracking with the idea that I do think the bigger picture is to the upside. And I'm kind of down for the week. And taking another loss would be frustrating. But in terms of strategy and what I want to do, I think if we jump up here and we set up a very nice, if these candlesticks start to slow down and we get kind of a good reversal fake higher candle where I can put my stop, I would like to jump in on kind of a pullback to see if it just rips this back down. Because this is definitely an unhealthy spike that could reverse. They have not been working this week, which has been frustrating. But again, they don't have to work that often to be profitable. And frankly, I think they work, I would say they work like 50% of the time. And just this week, that hasn't been the case, you know. But that's how, you know, variance and statistics go. Sometimes you're going to go on a loss streak, and that's just how it plays out. I would prefer it pops up to here. Doing it right here, I mean, granted, that is testing and lining up with this trend line is actually really solid, this upper trend line. And so we could totally be bouncing off of that too. And if it's, you know, sometimes these moves, they'll just kind of reverse where they want to reverse. And so I want to see, okay, if it's gonna do that. What is this? Okay, this is a bigger one. If it's gonna do that, the risk reward just isn't as good now. But that is a pretty nice topping candle. I'm a little nervous to jump in. I feel like I would like one more spike higher. I think I'm just gonna go on this first one. I'm gonna go see if it pulls back. Come on, give me a little better. I'm gonna do smaller size. I'm just gonna do third size. I think we could get a little flush here. But this candlestick is it's a nice topping candle, but it's trying to articulate my thoughts here. I don't think it's quite where I want to go in. And so if I jump in here and it works out, great. And if it goes up one more time, then I can jump in again. It was interesting thinking about yesterday's trade where I did this. Yesterday's trade definitely did not have, I think I made a mistake with yesterday's trade. It didn't have a good topping candle. And so this one, I think this is more of a topping candle, but it's still maybe not quite good enough. And so I want to be, with these spots, I'm trying to get, essentially I would say more data on what feels like a actual good fake. And I think in this spot, this to me doesn't really seem like a fake higher. I'm gonna remove this because I don't like these. This to me doesn't really feel like a fake higher or a fake higher and a failure candle. I think if this now makes another stab and then fails, that I think is good. And what I think got me in here is the fact that sometimes these seem like they do just kind of fall out of bed like that, but I think that's too aggressive of a spot. And so I definitely want to make note of that. Going forwards with trying to look at how I want to stab more at these is, I think try and look at what these look like more when they do fail, of, okay, and have more of a rigid idea of how I want to approach them, of, I'm okay missing out if it stops and just does this. I need to see it kind of do this, make one stab lower, it actually makes a new high, and then see that high fail, and then I jump in here and look for it to go short. And again, this is entering on that in real time for me helps me kind of figure that out. And so like here, I think if this actually pops and reverses, I would say this candlestick here, I actually do like this more than that one. But if it's just gonna kind of pull back and continue higher, then I'll just wait it out, and we could get something like yesterday where it stabs a little bit higher and then reverses. And so that's kind of the interesting thing about having this better risk reward is it does make it seem like some spots are really good or better, but it's still, I still think I need to be a little pickier than I'm being, but this is, it helps kind of trying to figure this out, and you know, making those mistakes basically, so then I can say, okay, that actually wasn't a good spot. And I don't want to enter in like that again. I'm the kind of G your little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. And the main thing is like I'm sizing down while I'm doing this, so it controls my risk, and I'm not just like blowing my account. Because that would be the bad thing if I was trying to be full size while I'm just trying to put a note in my journal about this one. I turn on these markers and take a photo of it. And also can make note that the like, that's usually also the biggest thing too, is I could be getting sucked into this micro move of thinking, okay, well, it's a nice spike here. I like this candle, but we're not at the zone yet, reverse, you know? So it's trying to find a balance there of sometimes I like to just think about the big picture. But, you know, sometimes you get sucked into the micro patterns. Because I do like this in the sense of, I think I like this. This is more of what I was looking for. Okay, jumping on a 50% pullback to that. Now again, it's not really a big candlestick ticket first. It's just more of like, okay, you fell out of bed. So it feels like it could be a fake the other direction versus looking for higher. Okay. So I don't really fully know how I want to use it. So we kind of broke out this. Not really, like this would be a good thing. The big picture with this was though that there was this kind of spot. Now it could be a good short, but that seems to have broken. This trend I would say is broken. But in terms of how I like the stops to play out, now we're more at this level. Up, and then it gives that back up. That's a big, big candle.
Versus this is kind of the first. And I think jumping in here seems less like this could be a big lower, and it could higher. It hasn't done that higher. This is more like a kind of top, and it could just pop and go. Big picture, and so that's kind of like what I like on it, that I'm really trying to. But I don't think that was quite. Again, it kind of just kind of top. So I think that was kind of just top versus kind of top and then did a spike. Big picture, we're already at this zone. You have a fair value gap here. I think there is still the setup for what I could do. I'm not going to jump in on a pullback here because I think I think if this fails, and then that's I think how I want to do it. And so this is exactly kind of why I did. So I'm glad I got a good note to put down there actually, because I formulate. Take a note of yeah. Saying that a big spike lower like that isn't a good spot on a pullback because fake lower that could happen versus it's higher that puts it top. So this is what I would like to see. This kind of signal. If I was looking to go long here, I think I would enter in right here on a pullback. Obviously, it's not a spot, but that's the kind of candle setup I like. And I would like to see that in reverse now, because this could set up a head and shoulder. Now we are kind of at a more minor level. So it could just blow through this too. Smaller times more likely to get faked. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, and that's why I think it's. I mean, this week I've been, because I'm trying to be more aggressive in certain spots with signals. I'm definitely over trading right now and making mistakes. Like in the trade I just took, and I think those mistakes are, how I adjust and learn. Like I'm figuring out basically, I think after these couple of spots this week, figuring out, okay, I actually don't want to be jumping in on this kind of big bar down, because to me that's not that's a fake in the wrong direction, right? I want to see a fake. If I want to look for a short, I want to see a fake and failure on the flip side. Looking for the market to just kind of roll over, jumping on a pullback, that's, I think, not as good of a signal. And normally what I would used to look for is a lower high, which is much more confirmation. And these spots I'm jumping in, I'm almost jumping in before that happens, so the risk is jumping in on an uptrend, where it just pulls back. I jump in here and it continues higher. And so that's something I'm trying to figure out of, okay, how do I do that properly? And I think it's just being very
Sophie!
the correct spot. Because, otherwise it's very easy, I think, to enter too often. Kind of like I am doing now and overtrade.
Sophie!
And so it's, really trying to figure out how to be where that fine line is. When I was less aggressive, I won more often. Yeah, I mean, I think it's I'm just trying to find that I'm looking at the spots I take, but again, I think I talked about it yesterday. Like, I'm trying to increase how I get in, but that is causing me to overtrade a little. And so once I kind of realize why I'm overtrading and what's causing me to overtrade and where spots that I essentially overtrade that I, how to avoid those, I'll come back to more like balanced area. Like we're kind of just running up here. This is, in a big picture, this is a pretty nice little breakout pullback. I was taking 1 or 2 trades over trading. I mean, just because my strategy is definitely like being very patient and not even, sometimes I'll take no trades in a day. Waiting for those perfect spots to jump in, that you're right more often, and then, the way you win is hope and increasing size versus trying to take like 20 trades a day. And so for my strategy, I'm pretty much taking 1 or 2 trades a day right now, and that's definitely higher frequency than I have. To kind of see, I mean, the main level might just be punching through this smaller one. I mean, the main level is definitely more up here. Definitely with this trade, like I wasn't that confident with it. But I think it's kind of interesting. Sometimes with a lack of confidence, it increases your FOMO and impulsivity because you're not, the lack of confidence makes you more like feel FOMO. You're like, oh well, if it does work out, I don't want to miss it. And so that definitely maybe helped push me into that trade a little bit, but I think just the lack of clarity of like, okay, how do I want to create these spots? Which I think I do have more clarity now over these last couple of days. It's very helpful. We got news here popping up in 30 seconds. See if this kind of tops out. Kind of slowing down. not really sure what a short like here looks like. Because we're kind of just chopping. Maybe if we punch lower a little bit, punch higher, do a good fake out candle to the upside, and then that. I don't want to just jump in on if we have a big candle short here, they could be like this. You know, it could just be another bottom where it's retesting this high right here and just, just higher. I mean, on a 5 minute, I mean, this is still, frankly, on a 5 minute, if trying to think about this, we have a move and then a second move, and we've kind of gone definitely a little more unhealthy. I'm trying to just trying to look at that and see what that looks like in terms of just like yesterday. I could totally see this move on a 5 minute. This still looks like it could reverse. But I definitely want to be patient with it. Kind of, obviously, only jump in if something really makes sense. Because of course, there's still the bullishness in this market. What site do I use for news? Just Forex Factory. Free one you can Google. I was just sitting here chopping. Again, I think a spike and a fake would be ideal to look for a short. Otherwise, I don't think I want to. If it just rolls over and sells off, I don't want to jump in on that. Because this is a weak pop. Like, we could easily blow through that. So that's not a good spot for a stop. But definitely this on a 15-minute even here, like if you just look at all these over here, and all these move, kind of a similar like big move that could pop out. I definitely think there's good potential here. This is definitely more of a better spot. But I want to be, patient and wait for that kind of copy pattern to come in. You be patient.
Okay.
Waiting gonna be a good test on discipline. Yeah. Definitely got to be. This market this week has been. It's still been having good reversals in reality. Like in all reality, a lot of the moves have reversed. They've just taken longer. Like yesterday's move reversed, and then it reversed again. The day before that, big sell-off reversed, and then it reversed again. The market has been very reversey this week. It's just been happening more on a 5 minute. All these moves are definitely much more on 5 minutes. Move up, chop, lower high, boom, down, double bottom, higher low, boom. Day before that, big move down from the open all the way to like noon, double bottom. This was just some flag out failure garbage. And then, I mean, where's the other day? I don't even remember Monday at this point. Monday had a move down and then reverse, and then it kind of just went all over the place from there. So, I mean, in the sense, if we keep doing that, I think today, move up, boom on a 5 minute, sell off. We're struggling here, but I'm not going to jump in just on this. I think I want to see it either start to sell off and then do a fake higher, even if it's a lower high that sells off, and then jump in on some kind of pullback. You know, even if I don't jump in all the way up here, that's been kind of working on those other moves. So if this starts to sell off, because otherwise this easily just, we've been having pullbacks that have paid lower. Shorts are the best. Usually shorts do play out better, are more profitable. This is starting to show some weakness. I just want to see a push higher now. That failed. And if it sells off, it just sells off. And so be it. That's the name of the game this week, is I've just been too early. It's a little too aggressive in spots, but frankly, I think it helped me. It helped me kind of figure out more exactly how I want to do it. I want to see it do this. Looks like the 5 minute might be panning out. be a bummer if it just kind of sells off, but that happens. Taking the exact same plays as me and been profitable this week. You know what? As long as it's one of us. I've just been a little too early in my spots and how I'm wanting to jump in. But like the reversals and the zones are clearly working out very well. Now on a 5 minute, I'm just kind of thinking about like this is a big candle up and it's failed. What would a pullback like from that look like? Like if it just pulls back up here and tests this, like maybe we set up a bigger head and shoulders like this and sell off. And maybe that's like kind of a late entry. Because the easy money is this. Down to here, I would say. Now we could hit this and trigger the rest of this move. Or at least pull down to here, the opening low. Sucks to kind of just see it do that though. Without, I would say, a spot for me to get in. That was definitely pretty confident in the future time. Okay, just kind of going. Pretty unhealthy move to the downside now, for sure. There's no spot to jump in up here, I felt like, at least with how I'm trying to enter right now. To me, it just looked like it could just be, this looked like it could double bottom, push up, and then when it did this, I mean, you'd have to be chasing. Then where would you put your stop? Up here or up here? Like the risk reward just isn't that good. I want to see this push all the way down here before even thinking about maybe a long, but even then, I don't know if the long would be justifiable after. I mean, this is the move. The good morning move, I would say. I think it's really hard to capture these kind of tops. I mean, when it just kind of rolls over, you're just kind of getting in, hoping that it just does this, and it's very hard to watch this happen when for me at least, when I'm already kind of frustrated from the week. But in reality, like these aren't spots that I'm looking at after. Like it's just so hard to jump in on that. And it's very hindsight heavy. For sure.
I'd have to say that was very late on a short, so poorly done.
This could definitely turn into just it popping up the other direction. We're gonna have pretty good fair value gaps down this way. Either this starts to really rip, or this is kind of bottoming.
This was another short.
This 15-minute uptrend is kind of.
No, that was a long where I got burned.
Into this. So this is definitely a big.
This was a long where I did okay.
Time frame even. It could do this. You know, just do a 50% pullback in this move, and then the trend could continue lower if it's if this is kind of turning into this up channel.
Oh, a short here where you just been thousands of dollars.
That's a huge channel though.
Not taking a chance right here. It's pretty stupid, and even right here. And he was waiting for this to come up and then fail. 10:17. All right. 13 minutes, and I'll call it a day. Made 245 on.
That's a crazy move. Whoever was in that. I mean, that is just like some cheddar on the top. This move now is fully just reversed. The easy money for that move is definitely over. Now we probably get some kind of bounce here, and then it's going to decide, does it keep going lower, or does it at least reverse, I think, back up to here. This matches with a 50% pullback.
Yeah, got a line right here, don't we?
I'm going to stay here and watch it for a little bit. That's definitely some good volatility.
Plus through here. Short right there, but that's taking a chance because it could come all the way up here and take you out. Oh, what are you going to do, little girl? See, there's where you FOMO in, but you got room to go to here, right here. So that was what, a shrug shoulder. There was the entry right there. Right there.
Wondering what this looks like if it fails and just rips this. At least. Definitely possible that we just rip this whole thing back up. That's a very fast move down. Mark's very capable of doing that.
Oh yeah, look how that came right back up.
I'll take it. 100 point.
Oh, you're doing FOMO. Should have done it there, not there. Just playing with this range.
Just do this for a second and then get flush.
35, 25, 7.
I would not consider this a double bottom.
He's not sure it's a double bottom.
They're way too far apart to be considered double bottom. Like this is just a completely different. This is just the market popped up and now failed and is now retesting this level. Too big of a move. I would want to see a double bottom would be if it's something like this.
That trade or that trade was a good one. This guy really steadies me out. Really steadies me out. I'm going to review my 3 trades, but I think I went long and got there, and that was a really dumb place to go long. Went short here, and that wasn't bad. Must have been acting that way.
This is going all the way. Wow. This is giving all the way back to down here.
Come on, come on, come on.
Huge move.
Got it.
What is this percentage wise?
What? I paid $10 fucking on that? Pretty much broke even. I
So
thought
it's
it
gone off
hit.
1%.
That's $10.
1% fell off in 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Bonkers.
Short.
This thing definitely slows down.
Why didn't it hit my came
Going
up?
through here
Didn't hit
really
my
possible because I think this was the move that was
take
gonna bring it
profit.
back up. Now, this was the quick one. This is the like second spot. It could be just bouncing kind of off of this zone. I could really make this bigger. Very surprised considering the bullish bias.
Really ashamed that you didn't get
That's why
in here.
this market is just why I'm kind of just approaching it of like, hey, I'm just gonna look for a reversal at all these levels. You'll have a bullish bias, and then this will happen. Like every day this week has just been insanely reversey, and I've just not timed it well, or just not been able to capture it with what I'm doing right now, which is it's frustrating to watch. One thing it's frustrating to take losses, but then it's added on top. It's frustrating to see the spots that I'm looking for still play out very, very well. This is the stick fell off. And now big picture, I mean, we're coming into this trend line. It's not on my charts. We're coming down to this trend line. There's kind of this support zone. Even if this is a big topping pattern to reverse this trend now, in terms of unhealthy move, we at least pull back up to here. There's going to be some kind of snap up. And I'm kind of looking to see if it's possible to capture a little bit of that. And if I don't see something, I'll just call it.
I don't know if that would have hit that mark. We'll have to inspect that.
It's been
I don't think it did. I think I went down there and came up and got it. And I actually think I helped and pulled my trail down. So maybe it costed the trade $10. No, I think it's $5.
What was the news? There was no news. I mean, there was super minor news, but I don't think this is
8 trades.
unless oil is going crazy too. Oil is just still sitting here in this pattern that looks like it's trying to top out. But if that's on a chart, probably take a little while. Bit of a bottom. 1 minute trend I would say is looking to break. Still be here. 5-minute has huge fair value gap. Kind of crazy with the size of this. Even if I did enter in here and it ripped up, I'm gonna be getting like 2 or 3x the upside, I think, to get this back up. I don't think I want to jump in on just the initial. Well, this is kind of set, could be set up a head and shoulders. But if it just bounces off of this, I think I want to wait for one more take lower. I'm just going to be a little more cautious with this. I'd rather just not take something than add on another not great trade. I wouldn't say this woman in downturn is broken. But definitely I could see how this could turn into sweeping this back up.
Take you out. Or zero.
I think it's probably just going to move fast. Even if I wanted to enter in on a pullback of this, that would miss small. Not chasing it there. Could still do this. But if it just rips up, that's not what I want. Almost too volatile right now. It's crazy to think of these moves like this normally would not just reverse all the way back up. But in the last couple months, that has become almost a norm or a possibility. It's just kind of crazy. Yeah. I feel like the edge is kind of gone at this point. I would like more of a pullback here to jump in on. Versus now it's kind of recovered. I think pulling back leaves the door open for it to just kind of sideways or continue lower even. volatility is hard to walk sometimes. It's just too much for too fast for like I want to see kind of a better pullback up in. But if it just does this like a V bottom or a top like this where it just rolls over, it just doesn't work for my strategy. And that's totally fine. It's just in hindsight it can be a little frustrating when the week's just been frustrating. Kind of 10:30, that like kind of last timing. The 5-minute is still just. Maybe we set up a double bottom here in a 5-minute and it rips this. But it definitely looks like it needs to retest the low to do that. Is that a 50% pullback? That is. That's perfectly a 50% pullback of this. I definitely think that opens the door to do this. Test this again. It definitely hit that little resistance spot.
Oh, I got my lessons recorded here. Yeah, that's better. Take it easy, Sophie. So 8 trades up $255.
Well, almost like it's kind of almost worth believing.
This is market.
Stop this big uptrend. Kind of this low bottom area here.
And it doesn't say what that is. Well, it's where you place it. So it's a limit order. I'm going to take the trail off. So that I can grab it easier and pull it.
Could be turning to stop. I don't really think much more to do today. I'm just gonna call it.
All right, I am too.
I don't think it's worth me trading longer. And my window's over. I didn't really like how this setup. This didn't set up. Yeah, just kind of a frustrating week, but definitely some really good learning lessons in terms of what I want to be doing going forward with entering, and in terms of taking stats a little too early and waiting for what kind of these topping patterns I want to look like. I think yesterday there was no kind of topping pattern, and then these were kind of entering in on kind of the wrong topping pattern. So I think that really helps with, because right now I feel like my issues are the levels are totally fine. I mean, clearly the levels are working really well, and the big picture is good. It's just figuring out kind of the signal on the 1 minute where I want to pick up. I'm trying to, I really like when it doesn't fake and does a nice topping pattern to where I can put my stop. And rolled over, and I think this is not a spot I would be able to jump into. This to me, I have to enter in here. And risk reward wise, jumping in there, if you're stop at the highs,
He's
does
saying
give 3x
enter
to
here.
open, but I don't, to me, that's
Stop
not
here.
the style I want to bring on it.
I'm saying,
And then on more bigger pullbacks to get
I
better
don't know.
reward. And then there's not as good of a
But
signal.
here, just enter here somewhere. Stop here.
Yeah, so that's
And that, God, if you could have just left it and
That's it,
brought
I
down to
think.
here and just
the
let
week
this
for
all
me, I won't
go.
be tomorrow. I'll be on Monday. I think I just needed a little more tighter spots. But again, that's kind of the trickiness of trying to be more aggressive in spots. I'm over trading and making mistakes where I should get out. But that's kind of comes with the lessons, right? Figuring it out in real time. Sounds like a lot of you guys caught that move so thick. I'm gonna go camping this weekend and touch some grass so I can reset and be ready to go next week. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Good luck tomorrow trading. Market is definitely volatile. And I'll see you next week. If you have any
So you missed
questions
here.
about my strategy, definitely go check out.
There's your open. You missed what was going on there.
Videos there that will walk you.
And I don't see a good trade up here, even though you were very late and took that one. Very late and took that one.
Yeah, rough week, but trading's not always winning. So
I think,
appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you next time.
yeah, you made money in this one. You must have gone long right there. That was a good trade. So that was a good trade. You made 245. No, what'd you make? 245. Then you made another 245. You went long. Then you went long here. Can't see it. Yeah, you went long there. That was a FOMO-ish. This one was not. And you lost 245. And then on this trade over here, you coaxed it down to break even, and you did. But I thought, I tried to release it down here, and it jumped up before I could release. But I don't remember releasing it there. Anyway, Riley did the right thing. It's time to stop.